My name's Wally Harrison. I'm a Yorta man, but also a Dja Dja Wurrung from my father. He was born in Lake Tyers on the mission in Gippsland. He was moved down there, our people. So I'm lucky to be owned by the Dja Dja Wurrung people and Yorta people. I come from those lands and I connect to them very spiritually. Who I am, I'm a father, a grandfather, a husband. I have 4 beautiful children, 3 sons, 1 daughter and 5 grandchildren. Also very fortunate to have a very large family. There's 10 of us from mum and dad. I'm blessed to have 5 sisters and 3 brothers. Lost a brother when he was at Maribana, but also have a large community family as well. Cousins, nephews, nieces from all over the place. For us, our culture is everything. It's our families is everything. If we haven't got culture, we haven't got a lot. If we haven't got family, it's the same, we haven't got a lot. So yeah, that's who I am, and as I said, Kev, I'm very proud to be the man that I am today in regards to who I am. As an Aboriginal man, country's everything to us. When I look at our country today, and when I look back to what it was 200 years ago, it's like a cancer, Kev. Colonisation has impacted our country so much. And when we talk about healing, it's about addressing what we've lost. And we address those through all the impacts of colonisation. And I'll share that a lot of Aboriginal men don't get to the age that we're at today. I'm lucky to be 65 and a grandfather. I never got to know my grandfathers very well because they died very young. So when my children come across to visit us with their grandchildren and their grandchildren come and sit on my knee, I look at my son who's looking at me and I said, I never got that opportunity to feel the way that they feel, the connection with as a grandfather should feel. So I question myself whether it's, am I doing the right thing? Am I holding my grandson the right way? So it's those impacts that we have to heal, Kev. Aboriginal men have to live longer, Aboriginal people have to live longer to get through that. All the other things all the other impacts like racism, discrimination, we can heal for that. We have to heal. But it's going to take time. We need a better lifestyle. We need stronger people to advocate for us to get to where we need to be. It's so important. I come from Cummeragunja. My mum was and Dad were married up on Dash's paddock. They got involved in the walk-off from Cummeragunja to Dash's paddock. Through the Half-Caste Act, Dad left Lake Tyers and him and his brother, Uncle Roy, hitchhiked up to the Murray and got jobs on the Murray River, cutting firewood for the riverboats. He then met Mum at Dash's paddock and they got married. Dash's got a lovely photo that sits on our mantelpiece on their wedding day. With all the little cousins standing around them on that Dash's paddock. So, knowing when I go back to Maribana, to Dash's paddock, to Cummeragunja, it makes me feel so. There's a sense of being safety about there. It holds you. It holds you. But for me growing up, I grew up in a mill town in Hillsville. There's a 2-bedroom house mill house, which was made of paling boards, fencing, and there were 10 of us in that two-room house before we got a mission house. And we learned then what family was all about then, and the strength that we got from that, living in that community. But life for us growing up in a little town like that, we experienced, because we're a large family in a predominantly white community, we were impacted by a lot of racism, and we were impacted by that. So from a very young age, myself and my brothers learned how to survive. Just going out on country, just walking, going in the creeks, fishing. Very, very lucky. Dad taught us how to fish, how to make spears, boomerangs. So those are the sort of things that I'll always cherish, and it's always, for me, is part of my country. Healing has to start from community. It has to be adopted by families, community, and to let go of the past and look forward to tomorrow. I think we have to address the discrimination, the racism, and healing is addressing all the shame that's there in regards to not knowing who you are, where you belong. There's a lot of people out there today who don't know who they are or where they're from. And there's a certain amount of shame about not knowing your story. One great fellow that I know says, if you don't know who you are or where you're from, how can you go forward in life? How can you go forward if you don't know who you are? Strong identity. I've worked in family violence for many, many years. I've worked with men that are not connected to, and they're impacted by a lot of issues that are in the community, that they're not connected to what they're doing. So for that and link up, as you said before, it's about healing for those people and providing. If I can be a vessel for them to heal, that's what I'll be. And I cherish the work that I do. I love it. I just, I see myself as an older man that's able to give back to younger Aboriginal men and to be positive role models in their lives and to heal. We have to break down the barriers. We have to educate non-Aboriginal people about who we are. We don't have to explain who we are. It's up to them to know who we are and to do the work to understand about our culture. I think we have a duty of care to advocate for our families, to open doors for them, to help them in the community, to advocate for better things for our people in regards to non-Aboriginal people not understanding. It's a barrier.
Yeah. So
Educational ways, both in school, in the workplaces. I had a young girl ask me one time about what does treaty mean? What does treaty mean to you, Uncle Wall? And I said, look, treaty is about having an understanding about equalness. And that's what, we have an opportunity with treaty and all the other processes that are out there today.